Let's all get on the live train, on the live train. Care, stop thinking about the live train, about the live train. What the hell is wrong with you, Care? It's the live train, it's the live train. Why are you still thinking about the live train, about the live train? Care, stop and get some help. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Care, stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. You stop it. You get some help. Kier knows why I came up with that particular intro. Thank you, Kier. You inspired me to do this review. I was going to skip this particular episode, but then decided, oh ho, I had to. Poor Kier, such a nice guy. A genuinely nice guy, a genuinely funny guy, a down-to-earth individual. Stop thinking about it, Kier. Also, stop thinking about the fact that Liv had so many tears in her shirt. How do you think she got those, Kier? Stop thinking about it. So, yeah, I was actually going to not review this episode at all, and then I decided, I will because of the aforementioned intro. And then I was actually going to review it hours later because I was going to watch the Regal Mystery movie that is taking place currently as I'm recording this. It was an anime movie that I've seen trailers for, didn't particularly interest me, and while I like some anime movies, decided I'll wait till streaming. So, nevertheless, this show, well, it had a pretty good main event. It had some interesting story developments, and it also had some matches I didn't particularly care about. But let's get on the live train. Come on, ride the live train. Kier, stop it. Woo, woo. Boy, Quad City DJs have nothing to worry about there. Yeah, live train. Pretty much the theme of this whole deal. So, the Bell Center, pretty big arena in Canada, by the way, just in case you didn't know where Montreal, Quebec is. There are a bunch of French people up there, or at least the vast majority, and everybody, they were waiting for Gable to get his shot. Just like Dino Bravo got several shots in Montreal. What a criminal he was. 21,000 seat capacity. According to WrestleTix, they had about 12,000 people. It could have gone up to 13,000. They could have opened up more seats. I don't know. It's a hot crowd. So, Rhea is in a sling. And I'm not talking about the streaming service. Rhea, unfortunately, did suffer an injury in that backstage attack where Liv ended up, throwing a chair at her. Rhea took a bump into the wall. And I don't know if it separated her shoulder. I don't know if she tore her labrum. I forget which one it is. The labrium. She tore something in her shoulder. Something bad. Something to the point that she was pissed. She was fired up. 380 days as WWE Women's World Champion. And unfortunately, she has to relinquish the championship. Now, there were arguments of, well, Roman didn't defend the title all that often. Seth Pheasant Rollins didn't defend the title, for a couple months because of an injury. And yes, I get the arguments. My thing is maybe this is going to necessitate some form of surgery because if she's going to be out even 3 to 4 months, it makes sense to not have just a women's champion, on the shelf. Now, yes, Trish has set a precedent for this, speaking of Canadians, when she was out, God, for a good chunk of 2005 and was still the champion, which made no goddamn sense to me. I mean, she beat Lita and then got injured sometime around Backlash or May of 2005 or June of 2005 and was out for a few months. Yes, it is unfortunate, and there are arguments to be made that Rhea could have held onto the title, but if the injury is that severe, and she's going to be out till at least SummerSlam or a little bit longer, then it does make sense to actually, have her vacated. Also, 380 days. Let's say that she lost it at Backlash. Let's say she lost it at, maybe not the Saudi show, but, Money in the Bank or something like that. Okay, she would have gone up to, 450 days, maybe? Which would have still been a high mark. Oh, high mark. And it is unfortunate. Rhea, very talented, one of the best stars that they have. One of the fastest rising stars they had. She's just been doing some great things. She was fired up. She blames Liv. And they tried to turn this into a storyline because, Liv needed shoulder surgery and Rhea took her out. Now, that was actually something that was already going on. And then they decided to turn this into an angle where Liv has basically taken out her shoulder. Now, no, this is very, very real. And it's going to be bad if it's like a Mr. Candy situation and Rhea could have been back in just a little bit and it was a misdiagnosis. But considering the cracked staff that they have, And the fact that I imagine she consulted with doctors after that, and they said, no, you kind of probably need surgery because Rhea couldn't really have done much more with the title except held on to it and defended it a couple more times. Does this stunt the growth of the Rhea-Liv feud? No, I think it actually adds fuel to it. If Liv did have a pattern of injuring people, I would knock her just as much as I've knocked Nia Jax or others. Liv doesn't. That's why I'm not going to. Now, if this continues to happen, then I'm going to have to turn some anger towards her. Look, she's not Nia. She's not a klutzy individual. I wish nothing but the best and a speedy recovery to Rhea, and let's see them turn Liv heel. They're turning Liv heel. That crowd was pissed, and it ain't going to be the only crowd that's pissed. And you know what? Lean the fuck into it. Liv was already acting more heelish before she got injured, and especially once she came back. She was feuding with Becky, interfering in her matches and doing all this stuff. I would have actually done Liv versus Nia at Mania and had Liv beat her in about 6 minutes, and I think that would have worked just fine. But lean into it. And again, speedy recovery to Rhea. So now, she did headbutt a security guard, and Buddy basically says, don't worry, I'll have her back better than ever. And you know what? I wish nothing but the best for Rhea and Buddy. And at least Rhea's going to get a chance to have some time off. She's also had a knee injury that she's talked about where sometimes the knee will pop in and out and stuff like that. I don't know what exactly the deal is. So if she needs some time to recover from multiple injuries because she's had those, that's fine. So Rhea's backstage. Judgment Day hugs her. And then we go to the returning Sheamus Bella with too many limes and lime green tights. And Sheamus is better than ever at 46 years old, coming off of neck issues. Speaking of neck issues, the partner of Ivar still has neck issues and probably isn't going to be back for a while. They did white noise off the ropes and then went to break. That was an odd move, and they did big man shit, the bro kick 1, 2, 3. Good that Sheamus is back. And I like the guy, don't get me wrong. He's been a staple of the particular company for a while. I didn't miss him. I didn't. I barely knew that he was gone. There was I think maybe a couple months ago I might have talked to a friend. Where's Sheamus been, by the way? And you know what? If he's been taking care of himself, that's fine. He's going to have to look for a life outside of wrestling, no training, whatever, because he's 46, coming off of neck issues. He has a spinal stenosis. I think this is his last run. Mania 41 is probably going to be it. So, package on Sammy, hyping up the Montreal stuff, the Intercontinental title, all that. Triple H comes out. Adam Pearce is already in the ring. They're going to introduce new tag titles, but first, here's Miz and Truth, Awesome Truth. You know, if Imperium won the tag titles, they would have been Awesome Truth. Now, you deserve a chance. Truth basically was wondering what the hell's going on. He says, when the titles got revealed, he just produced those titles out of thin oxygen, or however the hell he said it. He compares magicians and Little Jimmy. Everybody could see Little Jimmy and all this, and I'm not a magician. That's exactly what a magician would say. This was entertaining. It meandered and got a little bit off. But, yeah, he called Triple H Ciampa. And then Triple H is like, can I go, please? This is after Miz spoke French. And I also hope that Maurice is doing all right. I know she's had some health scare, so hopefully she's all right. There's a triple threat up next with DIY, The New Day, and the Creeds. During the New Day's entrance, a QR code came up, and people are going to be happy about it. I stand by how I felt. It's a way to honor Bray, so you know what? I can't fault him there. Rowan's going to be returning. Bo's going to be returning. Braun. Alexa. But you know what? If they're honoring Bray, if it's not for me, it is what it is. I'm not going to change my opinion on it because it's a neat little Easter egg. I think that's how it goes, but it is what it is. Yeah, the three men can start in the ring and they do stuff and it's messy and DIY won. I didn't really have anything to say about it. So then Jackie is interviewing Drew while looking at the TV, and then Drew kicks it, and Jackie says, so that's how a remote works. Don't confuse her, Drew. Now she's going to think kicking a TV is okay. Ivy and Maxine Dupree took on Indy and Mrs. Personality herself, Candice LeRae. Maxine did a good Northern Lights suplex or Fisherman Buster plex. Not like Kurt Hennig, but she did it fine. And then she immediately went to the wrong corner. Good job there. Did you see a shiny squirrel? And we got a ref distraction, and yeah, Indy ended up cheating and getting the victory. Okay. Or maybe Candice pinned her. You know, I really don't give a shit. I really don't care about that. I'm sorry. I like Indy. I think Ivy has potential. Maxine is trying. You can say that much. So is a 5-year-old kid trying to rake leaves with about the same amount of athleticism in the ring. And Candice just has no personality. Priest package on how he came to be. The fact that he was apparently homeless, you know, a while ago before he was in WWE. I think 10 years before. And you know what? He's come a long way. Good for him. Anybody struggling out there, I feel you. I'm really sorry, and I hope things get better. So, Jackie then interviews Gable earlier in the day. She found the ring on her own. I'm impressed. Gable talked about winning the Intercontinental title tonight. And then Andrade El Olio beat Dominic. There was an apron destroyer in a TV match. Why? And then the underhook driver, whatever the hell he calls it, the message, post-match attack, and then suddenly Ricochet comes out and shots in Montreal. Where's Dino Bravo's family? Oh no! The whatever family it was attacked him. I actually don't remember the fucking name of the family. So, we then have Kathy talking to Jay about Tonga's attack on Jim Uso. And then we get Kaden Katana against Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin. And yeah, within like 2 minutes, Chelsea got the victory after Piper squashed one of them, I think Kaden. Can you tell how much I care about the tag division? They really should have created a women's mid-card title and just gone with that. So then Kathy is interviewing Liv. Liv in all her glory, going for revenge, an eye for an eye, a shoulder for a shoulder. And she is just going to rip Rhea apart. Stop thinking about it again, Kier. I know you're thinking about it because we're going to, people over the world, bit by bit, join hands. We're going to start the Liv train. Stop it, Kier. Stop it now. So, lean into it. Lean into it, make her heel. Why not? Cody comes out to a big pop to talk about facing either LA Knight, or AJ Styles. He talks about Seth being a shield, how The Rock, worked really hard, but The Rock has more than one more match in him, pretty much indicating we are going to get them at SummerSlam, and I think we have to. Now at the Saudi show, I can see them doing it, but Rock has to go away for a while. It would boost the tickets for SummerSlam because the Saudi shows are already sold shows. And he says, if you're going to make me bleed, you're going to bleed with me. He brings out Jay. He offers to help Jay. Jay says he has to do it on his own. I hate the yeet stuff, but it's over with people. Younger people that don't know how to get off my lawn. And Nia cut a promo. And then Balor took on Jay and I didn't listen to the Nia promo. I'm not going to listen to her unless it's her death rattle. So Jay ends up getting a victory. And then Priest shows up and then we get a beatdown. And then Jay somehow manages to kick Dominic because Dominic is a bumbling fool. He manages to get away, and then we play the Benny Uso Hill show. Yeet. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. So, the camera follows Jay through the concourse. He's high-fiving fans. He gets outside, and suddenly Sammy's staring, like wondering, how the fuck do I get into this arena? The fuck do I... Jay, you're right here! And then Sammy's all fired up. He has worked really, really hard to be a champion. The next time he comes to Montreal, he goes through the concourse, throws a recycling bin. Is that a crime in Canada? I don't know. He's high-fiving fans, has the Canadian flag, big old pop, throbbing adulation. They love him, and this is cool. This is a great camera shot. Great camera following. Kevin Dunn will roast in hell for many things, especially his production work. I honestly hope that he dies alone and afraid because he fucking deserves it. As if anybody would ever want to be anywhere within 50 yards of him unless they had to be. So, we go to break, and then Gable's getting ready, and here comes Bronson, basically says, the winner of this has to face me. And Sammy and Gable had an IC title match that started out with neat little wrestling. Sammy was gaining the upper hand. Gable was frustrated. The instant I saw Gable's behavior after Sammy did that thing where he teased, jumping, and then jumped back in, I go, Gable's going heel when he loses. Gable's going heel. They've been basically hinting at the fact that he was going to go heel before this whole thing. There was leg focus by Sammy. That was pretty nice. There's some good stuff, don't get me wrong. They worked hard. There was a German by Sammy where Gable landed right on his neck. Thankfully, he's all right. I don't know why Gable does the diving headbutt. That's fucking stupid. Stop doing that. You have a wife and children. We don't need to find the side garage door open. And looked like Gable was going to get it with the ankle lock. Eventually got hit with the haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Sammy wins. Show respect. And they waited too long on it. Where it was obvious there was going to be a turn. So Gable then snaps and beats Sammy up in front of his wife. And that's what the wife gets for being out there. You thought you were helping. And you weren't. And Gable snapped and beat the shit out of him. And snapped his ankle in the goddamn turnbuckle, which looked really awkward for both of them. Okay, there you go. So, this week I'm not going to be reviewing SmackDown. I either got a movie to go watch, or I'm just going to take a break. Raw next week, I might review it. I don't know. The lineup didn't look particularly enticing, what little bit I saw. And there's another mystery movie, and this one's rated R, so I'm thinking that'll probably be interesting for me. I will review the SmackDown draft episode on the 26th and the Raw draft episode on the 29th. There's going to be some fluctuation here, guys, because I got some extra hours coming up, and I got some movies I'm going to watch, and also, I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired, boss. So tired of partying. So tired. No, in all seriousness, this is an alright episode. Crowd made it. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin. I'll see you soon.